Questions for reflection. Today is the last day of the secular calendar. Tonight is New Year's Eve. It's a time for taking stock of our lives. Another year opens up before us. The first reading appointed for Holy Mass is an excerpt from St. John's first letter, in which he speaks of the Antichrist. The Catechism of the Catholic Church addresses the Antichrist in this way, and I quote, "Before Christ's second coming, the Church must pass through a final trial that will shake the faith of many believers. The persecution that accompanies her pilgrimage on earth will unveil the mystery of iniquity in the form of a religious deception offering men an apparent solution to their problems at the price of apostasy from the truth." Catechism continues, "The supreme religious deception is that of the Antichrist, a pseudo-messianism by which man glorifies himself in place of God and of his Messiah come in the flesh." The Antichrist deception already begins to take shape in the world every time the claim is made to realize within history that messianic hope, which can only be realized beyond history through the eschatological judgment. That's paragraphs 675 and 676 of the Catechism. St. John explains that not only is the Antichrist someone who will be revealed, but the spirit of the Antichrist can be present now, when God is rejected and truth is denied. And we're living in a time of shaking in the church, a time of judgment, a time of purification. In an address given during a 1976 Eucharistic Congress in Philadelphia for the bicentennial and the signing of the Declaration of Independence, Cardinal Wojtyła spoke some words which I believe were prophetic. He was to become Pope St. John Paul. He said this, "We're now standing in the face of the greatest historical confrontation humanity has ever experienced. I don't think the wide circle of the American society or the whole wide circle of the Christian community realize this fully. We're now facing the final confrontation between the church and the anti-church, between the gospel and the anti-gospel, between Christ and the antichrist. The confrontation lies within the plan of divine providence, and it is therefore in God's plan. And it must be a trial which the church must take up and face courageously," end quote. Wow. Whether we shall see the Antichrist in our lifetime, the man of lawlessness the Apostle Paul refers to in his second letter to the Thessalonians, or we are simply seeing Antichrist forces at work, we should spend a good amount of time in prayer today. Let us take up the Song of David, which we heard in our responsorial psalm. Even in difficult times, we must sing with joy to the Lord, who always comes. The gospel passage appointed for Holy Mass on this last day of the secular year is the beautiful prologue to the Gospel of St. John. The Word became flesh and dwelt among us. That incarnate Word, Jesus the Christ, is still in our midst, and because He is, every end is a new beginning in Him. We need fear no one and no thing, because He has overcome the world. But it seems no matter where you look these days, we are in a crisis. It's personal, familial, national, international. No one can dispute these are challenging and frightening, violent and even treacherous times. However, for all those who bear the name Christian, we must remember these are our times. We were born and born again for these times. We stand in Jesus and offer the true lifeline to the whole world. And we need to hear the admonition of Jesus, fear is useless. What is needed is trust. New Year's Eve is a global existential moment, ripe with anticipation and expectations. It invites a spiritually cathartic time of reflection. It offers us hope for change and invites us to make choices. In reality, our choices really make us. Let us choose to live our lives in a new way, in Jesus Christ. Let us turn the resolutions into reality. St. Jose Maria Escriva once wrote, "For a son of God, each day should be an opportunity for renewal, knowing for sure that with the help of grace, he will reach the end of the road, which is love. Which is why if you begin and begin and begin again, you are doing well."